What up, guys, and welcome back to our journey through the Emerald Nightmare. Today we're going to be talking about the Dragons of Nightmare encounter. Back in Vanilla WoW, these 4 dragons were world bosses that groups of 40 players teamed up to fight against. Time hasn't been too kind to these dragons, and now they've become completely corrupted by the nightmare in the Emerald Dream. Today I'm going to be showing you how to easily defeat them so you can continue to experience the nightmare. I'm going to be explaining how you can participate in groups without feeling like a complete noob. As a DPS, the fight is pretty simple as your tanks will be doing most of the work. This guide will cover everything you need to know as a DPS in the Dragons of Nightmare encounter on normal difficulty. Now when this fight starts off, you will break your raid into 2 different groups. Group 1 will pull one of the dragons to one side of the room, and Group 2 will pull the other dragon to the other. Before you pull the boss, predetermine which group you will be in so you know which side of the room you will go to. After the tanks start the encounter and pull the bosses to their sides of the room, head over to your group side and start going through your normal DPS rotation. You will start to notice that you are gaining stacks of a debuff in the top right hand corner of your screen. Each dragon puts a different debuff on you that will go up to 10 stacks. If you or anyone in your party reaches 10 stacks, they will instantly be put to sleep, and you cannot fight for 30 seconds. I'm going to explain to you how to prevent this from happening. There's really not much you can do as a DPS to avoid hitting 10 stacks, so you will be relying on your tanks to swap the dragons back and forth between the 2 groups, so that each group never hits the dreaded 10 stack mark. What most groups will suggest to do is to just have both of your tanks run towards each other and then taunt the dragons off each other when each group reaches 7 stacks. As long as you stay away from the first dragon that you were fighting, your mark stacks will eventually fall off of you. When your tank goes to swap the dragons, don't follow them. Just sit back and wait for the tank to bring that dragon back to your side of the room, and then just start doing damage to the other dragon that is on your side of the room now. You will start to notice that you are gaining stacks of a completely different debuff now. This is coming from the new dragon that is now on your side of the room. Continue to stay away from the first dragon until your group reaches 7 stacks of the new dragon's mark debuff. By the time you hit 7 stacks, your first mark debuff will have completely fallen off of you, and your group can now swap dragons back again. And that's it. Just keep swapping dragons whenever your group reaches 7 stacks. Now each dragon has a bunch of different abilities that they do to the group that is near them. I'm not going to go into too many details about what they all do, but I'll give you a basic rundown on what to watch out for. Basically, anytime you see a purple circle form around you, it's bad, and you need to run out of it as soon as you can. It's basically like any fight you do. If there's something on the ground, it's usually bad, so move out of it. Now unfortunately, sometimes there's a purple circle that appears under you that you cannot move out of because it also roots you in place and prevents you from escaping. As you see here, I get rooted and quickly use Mass Dispel to remove my roots, and then I simply just exit the area and continue to DPS. Mage Blinks and Pally Freedoms also work to get you out of them roots. If you don't have something that you can use to escape, you will be at the mercy of your healers to dispel you. So please, if you can, try to help yourself and get out of those roots on your own. Your healers already have enough to worry about. Another thing you're going to have to look out for are ads. Ads spawn throughout this entire boss fight. So when you see a bunch of ads running loose, stop damage on the boss and quickly dispose of all the ads. Your group can quickly fall behind if there is a ton of ads running around without anyone dealing with them. So if there is an ad alive, make it your responsibility to go kill them. The quicker you do this, the faster you'll be able to get back to killing the dragon. Don't stop killing ads until all of them are dead, even if you have to chase them halfway across the room. If any of these ads happen to reach the dragons, they will heal the dragon, making it even harder for you to kill them. The last thing that we have to worry about are these trees that spawn, which are called Nightmare Blooms. These trees continually spawn Dread Horror ads, which will spawn every 3 seconds if there's not somebody standing on top of the tree. If you see a tree and no one is standing in it, run over to it and stand on top of the tree to prevent the horror ads from spawning. Make sure you move out of any purple circles that happen to try to kick you off the tree, and kill any of the adds that spawn from the tree if someone was a bit slow getting to the tree to stand on it. The trees will last about 10 seconds, so just continue to stand on top of the tree until it despawns. While you are standing on the tree, you'll take a little bit of damage, but it's not that much, and your healers can easily heal you through it. After the tree despawns, just clean up any remaining adds, and then get back to killing them dragons. Another debuff that we have to watch out for is Volatile Infection. This is a debuff that you can get which does AoE damage to you and anyone within 10 yards of you. If you get this debuff at any time during the encounter, simply just move away from everybody in your party for 1.5 minutes. Anyone near you will take the same damage as you do, so help out your healers and move out of the group during your infection. If you get the Volatile Infection debuff, make sure you don't go stand in any trees that pop up in the middle of your raid group. Only attempt to stand in trees which spawn safely away from anybody else, so that you do not do your AoE damage to another person in your raid who's attempting to go stand in a tree. And that's pretty much all you have to do to be able to kill the Dragons of Nightmare. Let's give it a quick recap. First, you pick a side of the room that you are going to be on and stay on it. Move away from the raid if you get Volatile Infection. Anytime a purple circle spawns underneath you, simply just run out of the circle to not take damage from it. Stand in trees to prevent them from spawning the horror adds. And then make sure you stop DPS on the dragons in order to kill any adds that happen to spawn throughout the entire encounter. If you follow these simple steps, those dragons will be dead and you'll be collecting some easy loot. Well, that's going to do it for this guide on how to fight the Dragons of Nightmare. I hope this helped a few of you guys out. If it did, let me know by leaving me a like. And if it didn't, please leave a comment on what is giving you trouble and I'll try my best to help you out. Check back here to see my easy to follow guides on how to kill the rest of the bosses in the Emerald Nightmare. Thank you guys for watching. Later.